Welcome to our brand new YouTube channel.
I'm Keara, aka The Nail Vibes.
And I'm Vivian, aka Vivzoo. One of our favorite pastimes is putting our love for crystals into concepts for nails. We're excited to finally begin sharing our creative process by documenting some of our most iconic Nature Series nail designs.
I got some of these amazing Ametrine crystals from Prism Souls on Instagram, and I wanted to create something inspired by them. I originally wanted to do it on myself, but I just envisioned this on really long, nice stilettos, and Viv was the perfect candidate. We really take our time when we're doing these nails, so sometimes it really does take us a whole day. So don't fret if it takes you a while or if you have to go back and look at things twice, because I know it's a lot and our process can be kind of crazy.
Yes, and I think that this is like really cool how Kiki's about to go into the tutorial part, because you can totally pull up a chair and follow along. We try to make it as...
You can try it out, and definitely tag us if you post any of it.
Yes. So enjoy this video and
don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes. Alrighty, so to get into the tutorial, we won't be going super in depth on our prepping process today. We're actually going to be putting out a separate video just going more into that and also why we prep a certain way. So definitely keep an eye out for that one, but hopefully you enjoyed how satisfying this process is to watch. Once I finish prepping, I always go in with some alcohol just to cleanse the nail and really make sure that I'm starting off with a clean canvas. Next, I'll just use dehydrator, and then I always use 2 coats of primer. Normally I'm doing all the nails at once, so I'll do 1 coat all together, and then I'll also use the second coat before I do each individual nail. So now you're just going to use some clear acrylic to build a base for your design. You want to make sure that everything that you're doing is pretty thin, as you are going to have quite a few layers, but definitely keep it as clean as possible because it will save you a lot of time when you're filing. Okay, so for this next part, I actually used brown, orange, and yellow jelly polish just to tint my monomer so that when I use the monomer with the clear acrylic, it creates this clear kind of brownish yellow color that mimics the citrine part of Ametrine. So I'm just putting this at the very tips, and then I actually used the same process to make the amethyst part. So I used purple jelly, and then I'm just placing this from basically the tip of the natural nail and then down towards the citrine, and I'm gonna ombre it over the brown. And definitely don't worry if the ombre doesn't look absolutely perfect, because you do want it to look pretty natural because it is going to be mimicking this natural occurring stone, so it's totally fine for it to look pretty organic. Then I take a darker purple acrylic and place it at the cuticle area and then just ombre it down. It just gives it more depth and then also more coverage for the natural nail. And then using the same purple, I'm just going to add more depth by taking a small amount of the acrylic and then feathering it down towards the citrine area, but making sure to still leave some clear areas as well. So next I'm going to be using a white acrylic and doing a pretty similar process as the last step. I'm just going to be feathering the white throughout the whole nail, and you want to make sure that you're using a small amount of acrylic but with a pretty wet brush, because that's going to be what spreads out the color in a way that looks pretty natural and almost mimics the cracks that are in the crystals. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect at all. You actually want this to be pretty random when you're placing the colors, so don't put too much thought into it. As you can see, I actually went back in with more purple on this nail because I want the nails to all look as unique as possible, just like crystals are. Okay, so this next part is probably one of my favorite parts of doing these nails, and that's the rainbow inclusions. So I take a little tiny bit of transfer foil gel, and I just place it wherever I think the foil would look best, and you can really do as much or as little as you want of this and just make it your own. Just have fun with it, but you cure it for 30 seconds and then you apply the transfer foil, and I use these ones that look almost like oil slicks, so they do a really good job of looking like the rainbow inclusions do in crystals. Once you add these inclusions, you can even go back in with some of the white or purple acrylic and layer over it just to make it look like it's deeper in the nail. Once I'm happy with the design, I go ahead and encapsulate it in clear acrylic. I really do take my time with this part to ensure that I have the structure and apex that I like, while also making sure that I'm doing it as cleanly as possible because it really saves time when you have to file. Once I'm done capping the design, I'm finally going to start filing. I always start with a hand file and file all of the shape, and then I go in with an e-file to kind of smooth everything out and also make sure that the apex is how I want it to look. And then once we finish filing, we're ready to top coat, and here's the final look. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and let us know what else you'd like to see in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.